Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 2 of round 1 of the OIDC 2024 season. It is battle day. It's about to begin. We got our top 32. What can happen here? These custom circuits are just crazy. But before we get into it, there is your qualifying order, your top 32. So as we just start to get our first cars ready for the first battle, it will be James Dean, our top qualifier, against 32nd place Robert Bagagoni. It's going to be interesting to see how Robert Babagoosh is going to do against James Dean, as we see James tearing down the straight, throwing it in nice and wide, and Robert is right there with him, maybe not as deep in the first zone as the judges would like to see, but he is not getting left behind, making a huge dive on the machine, James Dean. But James is starting to put foot to floor now, scraping a small bit of the gap as they come up to the wall. James bringing that S14.9 right out to the wall, carrying huge angle on that transition there. Nearly caught Robert as well, as we see them come around up to the wall for the last line and over the finish line. And away they go. Second half of this first battle. Oh, Robert clipping some cones there, 3 cones down. James Dean's tucking in nice behind him. So we see Robert running a bit wide, doing very well not to hit the wall, and James doing very well with the overtake not to hit Robert. This lap just getting all wrong from the start there. Maybe Robert just a small bit eager, knowing he had a mountain to climb while battling James Dean, so he threw absolutely everything at it. But look at James doing the second lead line here. Absolutely flawless again, nearly a mirror of the first half of this battle. So yeah, I can nearly make a bold prediction on who got this one. James Dean will be going through. The traffic light goes green and away they go. Benedictus Turba to lead, Haitham Al Haididi in the chase. It's Lithuania versus Oman, as we see a beautiful lead line there from Benedictus Turba through that first section. But look at Haitham Al Haididi right there with him, steps back just to do the transfer. Sorry, my apologies. Just lost my train of thoughts. Yeah, but we see Haitham here now right there with him. Benedictus Turba throwing huge angle on, but maybe a little bit too early. It kind of brings him into the inside of the track. He has to put foot to floor now to try and get that car back online. Traffic light goes green and away they go. Listen to the scream of both these cars as they tear down the straight. Throwing in big angle there. Look at this from Benedictus Turba right on the door of Haitham Al Haididi. Gives him a little push coming through zone 1. Turba just backs off now to allow Haitham to do the transition, as we see Haitham using every bit of power in Ahmed Daham's 180SX to try and pull a gap on the Turba fighter, as he likes to call it. But Benedictus Turba is right there with him, nearly pushing Haitham through the last corner, filling the outer zone, out to the wall. That is a good run from both guys. And the winner is Benedictus Turba. Okay, the traffic light goes green and away they go. Third battle here in our top 32. As we see Nazir coming down, absolutely throwing that 180 in, and oh, a bit of nearly over rotation from Nazir. Not sure what happened there, but Sarf does a very good job not to make contact to avoid him. So we see Nazir now putting the foot to the floor, using every bit of advantage to pull a gap. Huge power in that 180SX, but he knows himself, he's an experienced driver, that first corner will put a big advantage to Salam as they go into the second run. But coming over the line of fighting contact, thumbs up from both drivers. Starley Marshall presses the traffic light and away they go. As we see Salam now throwing it in. Look at Nazir Harbali, he knows. Oh, and Salam going fully off, bringing Nazir with him. Nazir doing a good job not to make contact, so maybe the drift gods just threw Nazir a lifeline there. He made a big mistake, but he didn't put 4 wheels off, so yeah. Unfortunately from Salam or Salarf, it's just going all wrong on that first corner. Oh, and Nazir shuts it down. What? We were not expecting that. Oh, the judges are going with it one more time. 2 mistakes, cancel each other out. We send them again, and here we go. And as Nazir and his team fix that car, as Saraf coming in tight, throwing it in, commitment behind Nazir. Nazir watching a small bit wide, a bit uncharacteristic like we've seen out of him yesterday and this morning. But Saraf doing a great job
chasing down that 180SX with the S14 front as Nazar puts the foot down now. Look at the smoke bellowing from that car. 1400 brake horsepower, an absolute weapon of a car. Speed of it here now as he starts to pull a gap coming through the last outer zone as they come out to the wall for the last time and over the finish line. Okay, 2 thumbs up from the drivers. Starline Marshall activates the traffic lights and away they go. Listen to the roars of both cars as they come tearing down the straight. Huge initiation for Salam, but Nazar's right there with him. Both guys filling that outer zone. Absolutely beautiful. Salam doing whatever he can to try and put a gap between him and Nazar. But as we see, Nazar is just right there with him, just tucking in all the power in that 180. See him stalling up, left foot brakes, doing anything to just sit it in behind him as Salam does a wild transition for the last time. Ended up a small bit on the inside of the track. Nazar doing a great job not to make contact as they bring it over the line. Nazar Harbali gets the win and he advances on to the top 16. It is Ahmed Ham to lead. It is Lalu to chase. Here we go. Oh, the Ham clips the cone as he's coming down. Look at Lalu tucking right in there behind Ahmed the Ham. Oh, and maybe just getting a small bit caught up. He has to stall the car to avoid going off track. The Ham putting foot to floor, Mr. All the pops and bangs. This car sounds absolutely amazing, but yeah, Lalu just getting lost in the smoke, dropping back, and the Ham now looks like he's on a qualifying run. Huge snap to angle there for the last transition as he fills that outer zone as we see Lalu now cutting the track, just trying to get it in there. Both cars leave the line and away they go. But look at Ahmed Ham now, he's just sitting there patiently waiting. He knows there's an advantage. His spotter would have been in his ear going, relax, calm down, it's only top 32. But that's not the Ahmed Ham we know. Look at this, tucking right on Lalu's door as we see both guys coming through outer zone too. Ahmed Ham right there with Lalu as they come out to the wall, flicking back for the last time. Huge angle by both drivers, using nearly full lock coming in to the last outer zone as they come up to the last clipping point and over the finish line. And Ahmed Ham gets the win. Can Daniel put it to the Dutchman? Well, we're about to find out as we see both cars coming down. Clint, a lovely initiation, but Daniel is right there with him, maybe a small bit shy. Oh, looks like the car gripped up on him a bit. He has to stall to avoid Clint. Clint on a lovely lead line, exactly as the judges asked. Now as we see Daniel doing whatever he can. Oh, he's on the inside of the track, not sure what's going on there. Looking like that car is nearly undrivable at this stage, but Clint Van Hout on a lovely lead line, touching the wall, nailing every clip very deep, just as the judges asked. And Clint bringing it over the line now. Starline Marshall activates the start lights, light goes green and away they go. Oh, Daniel coming down hot, but look at Clint tucking right in there beside him. Oh, Daniel gone off, big, heavy, bang into the wall. Wow, huge clean up there. I hope Daniel's alright. You know, there is water barriers in front of concrete blocks there which would have deflected him out with some tyre bales. I think I do see the car moving out my window here, but Clint Van Hout using this lap as like another qualifying, get a bit of experience in. What a wall run there, credit where credit's due, putting the spoiler of that S14 right on them concrete blocks, showing no fear of them walls. As we suspected, Clint Van Hout gets the win. He advances on to the top 16. Tarek in the lead and it's Ehab in the chase. Oman and Lebanon been represented in this battle here, and away they go. Tarek's just clipping the cone ever so slightly, but he didn't knock it over technically, it just rattled. As we see, throwing it in, lovely wide line, but look at Ehab, that BMW E46 stuck right on the back, thought they were going to make contact. Ehab cuts the track, puts the cones out nearly in front of Tarek as he still climbs up on the door. That looked absolutely amazing, but unfortunately he did drop a wheel. So you see Tarek now a small bit shallow as he transitions for the last time, coming up to the wall, last clipping point. Ehab's right there with him, but okay, our start line marshal gets 2 thumbs up from the drivers. Traffic light goes green, away they go for the second half of this top 32 battle. Ehab to lead, Tarek to chase. Ehab thrown in. Going very wide, and another car in the barriers takes the whole back off that E46, but he still keeps going. Absolutely, fiberglass panels flying everywhere, as Tarek does a great job not to follow him in and not to make contact, as we see them come out to the wall, transitioning for the last time. It just went from an E30 or E46 saloon to an E46 compact, just like that. And your winner is Tarek Al-Shahani. Traffic light is pressed, and away they go. Ahmed Al-Amri, Wokas getting left behind a small bit, but look at Al-Amri on the... Oh! Wokas never initiated whatsoever and just drove headfirst into that wall. That was a big impact, that was. I hope he's okay. I can see the driver's door opening up and the driver is getting out of the car, but yeah, not sure what happened there, but unfortunately for Wokas, getting it all wrong as Al-Amri pedals that S15. Truck out to pull it out. Yeah, with the truck there now, I'd see Ehab would be going in the back of it, and it's just going to be one of them scenarios. If he will be able to continue, if he's going to call a 5-minute rule, we're just going to have to wait to see. I would be fairly confident that will be the end of his day. Okay, so Ahmed Al-Amri will leave the line for the second half of this battle, but he will leave alone, getting a pass to the track just to feel the circuit out. Giving him every advantage going into his top 16, getting 2 runs just like every other driver. So what a line from Ahmed Al-Amri. This is the driving we're used to seeing from him, throwing it out to the wall when he doesn't have to do it. This is an Omani driver making a statement here to all the international guys, going, hey, I'm still here, and I cannot wait to see him in the top 16. And here it is, 2 thumbs up from the drivers. Traffic light goes green and off they go. McSeed, Miguel, who will win. Look at this from Ali McSeed thrown in, but Dennis Miguel is right there with him, cutting a small bit on the inside of the track. McSeed's going wide, dropping a wheel, didn't make contact. It was very close there, as we see them now transitioning for the first time, pushing through that inner clip. So we see Ali McSeed now on a nice second half of this run, but Dennis Miguel is still cutting the track, making it shorter in places to try and gain back some proximity to McSeed. This is going to be an interesting one for our judges, a little bit scrappy as they come through the last clip and over the line. McSeed is eager, look at him ready to jump the line to try and get as tight to Dennis Miguel as possible as they come tearing down. Well, look at this from Ali McSeed. This is more like the Ali McSeed we're used to seeing. Absolutely pushing that Corvette around the track, transitioning, avoiding contact. This is a phenomenal chase drive, but you cannot have a good chase drive without a good lead. Dennis Miguel doing absolutely anything he can to try and shake off Ali McSeed, cutting a little bit short on the clip at the wall, but McSeed makes a huge dive. Oh, and contact, looking like Dennis Miguel just over rotated on that transition, and Ali McSeed had nowhere to go. He was that close, he had to just go into the front of him, and Dennis Miguel gets the win. He is moving on to the top 16 to face Ahmed Al-Amri. Huge impact, but it's good to see Mohammed Al-Amri make it back out, but he has a mountain to climb with our number 2 qualifier. It is Sebastian Fonten to lead, Mohammed Al-Amri to chase. Fonten thrown in, lovely line, Mohammed Al-Amri, big twitch. He was very tentative coming in there, maybe memories of that first corner coming into play, but look at Sebastian Fonten on a lovely line. Mohammed unfortunately getting it all wrong on the transition there. The car does not seem to be working the way it was this morning in practice, as we see Sebastian Fonten bringing it out to the wall. Lovely transition, and Mohammed just ending up on the inside of the track and unfortunately getting it all wrong. Yeah, from my angle now, it looks like that car is not performing right after that huge impact this morning. Both drivers have gave the thumbs up. Traffic light has gone green and away they go. Look how slow Sebastian's coming out the chicane. He's not too eager to dive in there. He wants to let Mohammed get going before he makes his move, as we see Mohammed coming in hot and over rotating as our cameras just flicker. But yeah, Sebastian has to stop drifting there to avoid Mohammed. Mohammed stalling up in the middle of the track, and just unfortunate for him, that big impact is coming back to haunt him, but Sebastian Fonten, wealth of knowledge behind the wheel of that BMW E36. He's in that chassis a long time and he knew exactly what to do there. He was not been too eager diving it in. Our winner is your number 2 qualifier, Sebastian Fonten. Just insane machines. Where else are you going to see it? Only in the Oman International Drift Championship. But away they go. Victor knocks a cone. Riyad getting lost. Riyad, no! Victor hits hard, taking the back of that M4 off. I was wondering why Riyad didn't initiate camera angle change. He obviously seen something that I didn't see from his angle, which was Victor was coming in a bit too hot there now, if you ask me. So we see Riyad now taking that car out to the wall. No fear of damaging that Mark IV Supra as he transitions for the last time through the outer zone. Bring it up to the last wall run and over the finish line. But yeah, Riyad gets the win. I know as much information as Hussein does at this stage, so let's see what happens. But yeah, Chris Brady to lead, Hussein Misalani to chase. Both guys tearing it down. Chris Brady throwing it in, the only RB25 on the grid this weekend. Hussein late initiation, Chris Brady washing wide. See Hussein now tucking right there beside him, but practically driving straight. This is a scrappy run from both guys. Hussein looks like them steering issues have followed him again as he's touching Chris Brady. A little over rotation there. And yeah, Chris Brady bringing that skyline right out to the wall. A very sloppy start to the run from both guys, but Chris Brady holding it out, connecting the dots and bringing that R32 Nissan Skyline over the line. Both cars leave the line. Hussein in the Corvette, Chris Brady in the 32 Skyline. Here we go. Oh, Hussein initiates wide. I don't know where he was going. I'm sure Chris Brady was thinking the exact same thing, but Hussein does a good job now to hold that car on track. Chris Brady just sitting back ever so slightly. Hussein clipping cones, driving over them. Very unfortunate. He's putting down all the power to try and get away from the Irishman, but Chris Brady with the wealth of experience is like, look, I know he's spun, I'm going to just stick behind him here. I'm going to stay there but not too close just in case. Yeah, another tough battle for our judges to. And your winner is Chris Brady. So yeah, Nick Nack versus Eggers Krigers. Look at Eggers, he is sitting well back. He knows Nick Nack is fast. These guys are literally pitting together. They travel over together. They're hanging out together. They know each other very well. They know their driving styles very well. They know each other's cars very well. So Eggers known Nick Nack is fast, so he is going to take every bit of advantage to try and get a little bit more pace onto the back of that E36 BMW versus the Eurofighter of Eggers, or the Kebab Fighter as he likes to call it, throwing it in right on Nick Nack's door. Lovely start to the battle from both guys. Nick Nack on a beautiful lead line through that first section, hugging the outer line as the transition for the first time. Massive dive from Eggers as he climbs up on the side of that E36 BMW. Nick Nack stomping on the front brakes now to try and keep that car in between the white lines, bringing it out the wall, but Eggers is right there with him, absolutely pushing the young Latvian driver around the track, coming through the last outer zone, out to the wall and over the line. There we go. It's going to be a tense few minutes in the Latvian camp in the pits, but both cars leave the line and here we go. Eggers to lead, Nick Nack to chase. Look at Nick Nack, huge initiation, stuck right behind him, absolutely stuck to Eggers. Oh no, he over rotates coming out of first corner. Is that the second big upset we've seen? Nick Nack would be a high contender for championship dreams this season, and unfortunately looking like he pushed a little bit too hard and over rotated the car as we see the Kebab Fighter coming over the line. Okay, so what's about to happen? It's exactly what we thought. Eggers Krigers gets the win. Okay, so we move back to the start line and it is Juha Rintanen in this unbelievable GT86, and he is going up against the local boy that is Ali Al-Shahani. Juha qualifying in third position last night, and Ali Al-Shahani just looks like he's doing a rolling burnout the whole way up there. Juha Rintanen using the whole 1000 brake horsepower to try and pull a gap on that absolutely insane Silvia of Ali, but the gap is naturally forming as Juha Rintanen smokes the place out of it. on a lovely wide line through outer zone 2 as they bring it out to the first wall run, transitioning back around. Ali cutting the track just to try and get some proximity. Unfortunately, that's not what the judges want to happen, but Juha Rintanen is putting on a masterclass in the lead position. Okay, 2 thumbs up from the drivers. Ali Ashahani to lead, Juha Rintanen to chase. Heading off the second half of this battle. Here we go, very slow coming out of chicane is Ali, and now he's using all the power to try and cause a gap, but Juha Rintanen has so much experience, and he also has 1,000 brake horsepower, so you're not going to pull a fast one on him that easy. As we see Ali now just shallow in a lot of clips, just trying to get from A to B as fast as he can, but Juha is on a lovely lead line. My apologies, a lovely qualifying line in the chase position, but no proximity. It's going to be interesting to see on the replay how all that ground was gained. And your winner is Juha Rintanen. Or is Samir Sava going to get... oh, he is. There's the light gone green, unfortunately for Andreas. He obviously didn't get that car fixed, so I'm really hoping that guy can get that car sorted out for the next round. But yeah, Samir Sabah just initiating to put a score on the board, locking this run. He turned up, the other driver didn't, so it will mean he would advance on to the next round in the top 16, where he's going to face Juha Rintanen. Now that is a battle I am actually looking forward to. Samir as well looks like he's saving the car. He's not going full tilt, just probably doing exactly what he needs to do to register in this win. Oh yeah, 2 thumbs up from the drivers. It is Haza versus Linus, S14 versus M4, and away they go. Look at the bangs coming out of the bottom of Haza's S14, but Linus throws it right there, nearly doing a copy of his brother, taking the back off the M4 there, but Haza not phased at all. Absolutely killing it. Look at the smoke bellowing from that S14. Look at the speed of it. Linus unfortunately looks like he's just getting lost in the smoke, has to bail out. He can't see where the wall is there. Huge proximity between 2 cars now. Haza is driving away with this one. What will Linus do? What's going to happen when we switch them around? Okay, both cars leave the line. I can hear the bangs out of Haza's car already as it comes down the straight. Tucking in right behind M4, going very wide. His line is similar again, bringing Haza off. 2 wheels dropped by both cars to keep it back on track now as they transition for the inner clip on this track. Coming around out to zone 2, filling it. Linus just dropping a wheel again, bringing Haza out a small bit wide as we hear the pops and bangs out of that S14. Absolute power in it. Linus on a nice line now as he transitions for the last time through the last outer zone and over the finish line. 49 drivers from 17 different countries been represented at the Oman International Drift Championship this year. Absolutely unbelievable to see as we see Bullseye now getting that snaky little jump off the line. Look at Mohammed Siab trying to get away. Bullseye's right there with him as he tucks in, but maybe a little bit too tight. Siab now is just getting a small bit of a gap, but Bullseye puts foot to floor, trying to close that proximity, which he does. Bullseye having the power. Mohammed though using every bit of that E36 engine, trying to get away from Bullseye. Coming up a little bit shy on the wall run now as they transition for the last time around the last outer zone. Bit of proximity there. Not sure what happened if Bullseye's after getting lost in the smoke. Okay, but before we get to the top 16, the last in the top 32, it is Bullseye to lead, Mohammed to chase. What is going to happen on the second half of this run? Bullseye putting foot to floor, a little bit shallow, but Mohammed is missing outer zone 1, trying to get proximity as we see them coming transitioning for the first time through the inner clip. Look at this smoke bellowing out of Bullseye's car, but Mohammed is right there with him, watching a small bit wide, maybe getting a little bit lost halfway around that zone as Bullseye transitions for the last time, heading into the last corner, pushing wide, filling that outer zone is Bullseye. Mohammed is right there with him. It is Mohammed Siab. Mohammed Siab gets the win, and away we go. Our top 16 is underway, and this is it. James Dean, Benedictus Cherba throwing it in. Look at this from the machine. Lovely initiation, but Cherba is right there with him, sticking on the side of that S14.9 as the transition for the first time through the inner clip. James Dean's on a lovely lead line, but look at Cherba. He's right there with him, saying, James, you are not getting away from me, as they transition now for the last time, heading up to our zone 2. Little bit of proximity in James's favour. James taking that last transition, full tilt, but look at Cherba touching the back of that car. Starts traffic lights, light goes green, and away they go. Benedictus Cherba lead, James Dean the chase. See Cherba now flicking in. Huge angle from Cherba, but look at James Dean. He's right there with him, tucked in right beside that BMW Eurofighter as they transition for the first time. How did James Dean not make contact? Benedictus Cherba is on a phenomenal lead line, absolutely hugging that outer line through zone 2 as they come up now for the last transition. Full commitment from both guys as we see Cherba putting foot to floor, but James Dean is right there with him, pushing him over the finish line. Wow. Winner is James Dean. James Dean gets the win. We see 2 thumbs up from the drivers. Green light, away they go. Nazar the lead, Daham to chase. As we see Nazar coming, flicking in right in front of Daham. Daham getting a little bit off on initiation. Nazar on a wide line now. Daham is right there with him, pushing the 180SX of Nazar around the corner. Now, oh, big fire! The wheel is on fire in Nazar's car. I don't know if it's the wheel or the car is on fire, but he is not lifting. Daham is pulled out. He's like, lad, there's something wrong. Your car is on fire. But Nazar keeps going. He is just showing that he is committed to blow this car up to try and win this battle. What was that? Okay, so here we go. Nazar taking a little bit of a jump as he's allowed to in the chase position. Daham now through the chicane, not a bother, throwing it in. As we see Nazar right there, stuck with him. Slight bit of contact, just a little tip of the doors to come through the first hour zone. Transition, and Nazar nearly T-bones Daham. He came through there at like 10 miles an hour faster than the lead car. As we see Daham now doing exactly what he does best, putting it on a perfect lead line, full throttle through that zone, hugging that outer line, making it all the way out to the wall and over the finish. And the winner is Nazir Harbali. International versus local. This is going to be good. 2 guys who were absolutely on it all weekend so far here in Muscat Drift Arena. Clint is just getting stronger and stronger every lap he does, as we see him throwing it in, but Taruk, oh no, getting it all wrong. Made a huge dive on Clint's door and just gripped up, sending him head first into that barrier. Clint stopping immediately just to make sure, is he alright? Oh, well, he's driving out anyway, so that's a good sign. Maybe it could be just a little bit, cosmetic damage. I think our track team just wants to make sure that, you know, he's not leaking any fluids or anything like that. It's just to destroy the track or cause an oil spill. And I can see Clint leaving the line. So yeah, unfortunately for Tariq Shahani, the damage may be a little bit too great in that car. But Clint Fanut goes on a pass of the circuit just to complete this battle and book his place into the Grey 8, where he will be up against the winner of Ahmed Alamri and Dennis Miguel. Listen to the screams of the 2JZ out of Clint's car. Absolutely sounds amazing, looks amazing. Clint, a really nice guy and an incredible driver as he brings that car over the line. And that's all she wrote. Okay, we have 2 cars on the line. Ahmed Alamri to lead, Dennis Miguel to chase. Here we go. Alamri coming out chicane. Miguel is right there with him. Big flick from both guys. Alamri thrown in lovely. Miguel just getting a small bit wrong. Ended up the inside the track and very straight. Luckily not to make contact with Alamri, as Alamri comes around on the ideal qualifying line. Exactly as he's meant to be doing. So it's going to be interesting to see what way this goes as we see Alamri. Look at that, hugging the outer line as he comes around that last corner. Dennis Miguel is right there with him now, cutting to the inside of the track again. Maybe he's just forgetting how long this corner is or what's going on, I'm not sure, but yeah, he's just ending up very, very shallow around these corners. The track is good. Starline Marshall pressed the light and away they go. Dennis McGall to lead, Ahmed Al-Amri to chase. McGall throwing it in fairly wild, as we see Al-Amri now just tucking in there. Spot over in his ear going, look, the advantage to you. He was all over the place in the last run, so it's up to you, Al-Amri, what you do. But yeah, Dennis McGall now putting on an absolute beautiful lead line. Maybe Al-Amri's like, oh, wait a minute, I can chase this. So he's trying to get back in there now, reel them in as the transition for the last time, coming around the last corner, through the last outer zone, lining up for the last clip on the last wall run and over the finish line. Your winner is Ahmed Al-Amri. And away they go. Oh, Riyadh looks like he stalled, but the light went green. So if the light goes green and you make the mistake, that is on you as driver error, as Sebastian Fonten puts on a masterclass through that lead, or that first corner in the lead position. Will Riyadh get the car going? Is he still at the line? I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to wait and see, but look at Sebastian getting more comfortable and comfortable in that E36 on this crazy circuit here in the Muscat Drift Arena. Pinpoint accuracy, putting the back wheel right on the outer line, back of the car. Okay, light goes green, the way to go. Hopefully that car now can keep the momentum the whole way throughout this run, as we see them coming down, throwing it in. Oh, Riyadh a bit wide, bringing Sebastian a small bit wide. Sebastian maybe dropping one wheel to Riyadh's two as the transition through the inner clip. Sebastian Fonten sitting right there, knowing fine well, oh, and whatever's going on, it's just happened again to Riyadh. You could see that car just nearly shut down from its own power. Again, I'm not going to say it, but fairly confident, it's an assumption, but Sebastian Fonten, oh, there it is, Sebastian Fonten is your winner. And away they go. Chris Brady lead, Eggers to chase. This is it. As they come down now, big initiation from Chris, but Eggers is right there with him. Chris Brady's on a lovely lead line now, hugging that outer line, but look at Eggers. He is stuck to the side of that R32 Skyline as the transition for the first time through the inner clip, pushing wide. Eggers is right there with Chris Brady. Chris Brady's on a perfect lead line, putting the back wheel exactly where the judges want it, as we see them now coming through. Transition for the last time, bit of a dab of the handbrake. Chris Brady just to settle the car as he lines up for the last outer zone, but he cannot shake Eggers off, touching that Skyline as they come over the line. Goes green and away they go. Eggers to lead, Chris Brady to chase. Chris Brady is absolutely pinned. He was nearly ahead of Eggers there. He knows he has a power difference, or advantage should I say, but look at this. Eggers on a lovely line now. Chris Brady doing anything he can to stay in the fight. Unfortunately just dropping back ever so slightly, getting it a small bit wrong through that inner clip there, which gives Eggers a bit of room. Chris Brady's putting foot to floor now, trying to keep up with him, but no, it's just like he got lost in the smoke, or something's after going wrong. Not 100% sure what happened there, but Chris Brady shuts it down as he comes up to the first wall run, and Eggers takes it over the line. Eggers Krogers takes the win, and he moves on to the grey 8. Light goes green and away they go. You had lead, Samir, the chase. JZ versus V8. BMW versus Toyota. You had with a lovely line through the first section. Samir just washing a small bit wide now. He's to do a lot of pedaling to try and get that E36 back online, but the power of Juha Rittinen's GT86 absolutely pushing a huge gap in front of Samir. Samir doing absolutely anything he can to try and stay in this fight. So we see him maybe deviating off the qualifying line just a small bit to close the proximity. Absolutely anything he called just to try and scrape. Starline Marshall sets the traffic light and it's green. Away they go. Samir to lead, Juha to chase. They come down now, throwing it in. Big aggression there from Samir. Juha, knowing he possibly has an advantage. The spotter would have been in his ear, holding back for that first section. Now he's starting to reel in Samir as they come through. Oh, Samir getting it all wrong there on that inner clip. You had done a great job to avoid contact and just tucked it in right beside Sammer there as they come up to the wall. Sammer not getting out deep to the wall at all, a little bit early coming through the second last clipping point as they hit the last clipping zone, pushing their way out. And your winner is Juha Rintanen. Has that in that absolutely insane S14. Mohammed in that beautifully looking E36. Guys, leave the line and away they go. Oh, Hazza, where are you going? Huge flick. I don't know how he didn't make contact with the chase car as he's on an absolutely beautiful line there. But Mohammed is right with him there now as he transitions through the smoke, full tilt, pushing, going, Hazza, you might be one of the fastest on the grid, but I'm still here to contend. As we see them coming around now, Mohammed slightly getting lost in the smoke and over-rotating as Hazza throws it out for the wall. Wow, poor Mohammed there. He tried to stay with him, try and stay inside that pocket too big. That's it, it's full hazard. The man doesn't have an in-between. It's like all or nothing, which is like the best way ever to drive in my opinion. But the time for talking's done. Here we go. Mohammed the lead, Hazard the chase. Hazard tucking right in there behind Mohammed, throwing it in hard as we see Mohammed over-rotates. Oh no! That is not what I wanted to see as we see the flames coming. It's like Mohammed's throttle was stuck on there because you could see all the flames coming out of the wastegate in the bonnet. Here we go. It's James Dean versus Nazar Harbali. Both guys coming down like a bow of hell as James throws it in a massive angle. James Dean knows how fast Nazar is, so he has to put foot to floor to try and get away from him. Nazar is doing absolutely anything he can to stick with the machine as they transition for the first time, lining up for outer zone 2. James doing a lovely job now, hugging that outer line all the way around, flicking out to the wall, full tilt transition. But Nazar is right there with him as they come through the last corner, filling the last outer zone, and James brings it out to the wall and over the line. Okay, lights go green and away they go. Nazar lead, James Dean to chase. Both cars coming down. Look at this bangs coming out of the bottom of Nazar's car. Nearly did a bunny hop, he banged that much. Nazar though going wide, dropping a wheel. The machine doing very well to just sit there, wait for him to come back on, now make his dive, start to reel them in as they come through. There's the fire igniting again. I don't know if this is cool or on fire, but Nazar is not letting up. Look at the size of the flames out the back of this. James Dean's that close. He's going to melt his own car, destroying his new wrap as they come around the corner for the last time. That 180 SX is fully on fire. Oh my, what? That was absolutely insane, but someone get a fire extinguisher quick because that one's not going out. Oh my god, how did James Dean stay so close, so calm, so calculated when the car in front of him was on fire? Absolutely insane driving from both guys. Nazar, brother, please get out of that car just in case. Wow, James there like, hey man, that was good, but I'm just going to pull off over here. See the disheartening of Nazar, he's not sure what happened there. And your winner is James Dean. Okay, the lights are green and away they go. Clint to lead, Ahmed the chase. Clint, nice flick out wide. Lamry tucks in there beside him, maybe getting a small bit wrong, carrying very little angle through the first corner. While Clint is out wide on a lovely lead line, huge angle, but now Lamry's back in it there as he makes the dive on the first transition, putting it up on Clint's door as we see Clint filling that outer zone all the way around zone 2. As he comes out now to the first wall run, doing a great job. Lamry out not near the wall, getting it all wrong in that middle section. Lamry transitioning now onto the inside. Unfortunately for him, maybe just getting that transition timing and all off, but he gets back on the door. Here we go. You see Lamry coming out chicane, full tilt, but look at Clint, he's right there with him. Lovely initiation from both guys as we see a perfect outer line from the two of them. Clint is right there with Lamry, but Lamry giving him the perfect lead line to chase. Absolute masterclass from both these guys as we see Lamry just watching a small bit wide to the end of zone 2. Dials off a bit of angle to avoid contact with the wall. Clint does a great job to avoid contact with Lamry as they come into the last corner now. Lamry washes wide, but Clint Van Oort is right there with him, stuck on his door. And Clint Van Oort gets the win. Two guys who are on it all day long. Eggers in the chase. Sebastian in the lead. Through the chicane and away they go. Look at this from Eggers, tucking right in. Sebastian Fontaine doing what he does best, throwing on gangster angle, absolutely huge, but it does not faze Eggers at all. Look at that for a transition from the chase car. Barely avoiding contact to see Sebastian stomping on the front brakes now, getting that car out nice and wide in zone 2. Eggers there is still with him as the transition for the last time, full tilt, coming into the last corner, working around. This is a beautiful run from both guys as we see them come over the line. I'm really excited. I think the only winner here is going to be us, the fans. Both these guys are going to be pushing really hard, and here we go as they make it down the straight, flicking in. Sebastian throwing it backwards again in the chase position, but look at this from Fontaine. He's nearly getting a passenger spin. He's that close as they transition. How did they not make contact? Eggers on a lovely line, but Sebastian Fontaine is right there with him. Contact, can they stay going? He pushes Eggers a small bit wide. Two lads stay committed all the way for the last transition. More contact again. Sebastian Fontaine is pushing Eggers Crocus all over this Oman Drift Arena. And the winner is Eggers Crocus. Both cars leave the line. You had lead. Hazard a chase. Oh, Hazard looked a little bit slow there coming out, but he throws it in absolutely wild, right on the door. Juha Rinton and nearly making contact coming around that first corner now as Juha is doing a brilliant line, but look at Haza. He's right there with him, sticking to that GT86, not letting Juha Rinton get away from him. Juha goes a little bit wide there, bringing Haza off, has to dial off angle to avoid the wall. So we see now Haza just getting a little bit out of shape there in the chase, tucks it back in on the door for the last corner, wheel to wheel, door to door, around it. So I'm pretty sure he's saying it all back in his own championships, but Hazard trying to play a few mind games there, maybe doing a huge flick, but does not unsettle Juha whatsoever. Juha tucked right in there beside that S14. This is an incredible chase drive from Juha Rinton, and how did he not make contact on that transition as we see both cars now going full tilt on the outer line through the second last zone, bringing it out to the wall. Last transition, snappy from both guys. Massive speed. Has again a little bit wide out at last outer zone, but Juha is right there with him. Has it touches the back of the car. It's a one more time. Oh. And away they go. Juha lead, Hazard a chase as they make their way down the straight. Juha lovely initiation. Hazard tucking right in there beside him now. Full throttle from Juha. Look at that back wheel placed lovely on the wall. But Hazard is right there with him. Transitions through the smoke. Has to stomp on the brakes to avoid contact with the GT86 as we hear the screams of him as they pass through my tower. As we see now Juha on a wide line. And Hazard's right there with him. Snappy transition back. Both guys just dropping a wheel there at the second last clipping point. Filling that outer zone. Door to door as they come around the last corner. Wow. The lights go green and away they go. Hazza is coming full tilt down. Oh my, how did he not take the front off Juha's GT86 with that flick? But Juha tucks in lovely. Hazza's very wide there now through that first zone as they're coming up now to the first transition for the inside clip. Oh, Juha getting a small bit wrong. Ended up two inside on the track. Now a bit of proximity starting to form as Hazza is putting foot to floor, smoking Juha into over, but Juha has not been phased. He sticks to the qualifying line just as the judges asked him to do today. Oh, Hazza with a bit of an over rotation coming through the last outer zone as they come over the finish line. And your winner is Juha Rintanen. Two good friends on the track. Two thumbs up to the start line, Marshall. The lights go green and away they go. James to lead, Clint to chase. Clint knows James is fast, so he's going to have to commit right from the start. Look at the angle from James, but look at Clint throwing it absolutely backwards, sticking it on that S14.9 of James Dean as they transition. Now Clint makes a dive through the smoke. James putting foot to floor, trying to get some sort of proximity, which he does. Clint has to cut the track a small bit there now, but James is pulling a bit of a gap as we see James transition for the last time out wide. Clint unfortunately not having an answer for James Dean as they come over the finish line. Lights go green and away they go. Clint to lead, James to chase. As we see Clint throwing it in hard, but look at James Dean right there with him. Clint Van Hout on a beautiful wide line through that first zone, but James is right there with him now as he transitions through the smoke, tucking in nice beside Clint as they come around now to outer zone 2. Clint on the front brakes, holding that car on the perfect line as they come out towards the wall. James is right there with him though. It's looking like Clint isn't able to shake off James as they transition for the last time. Look at Clint Van Hout's lead line though, absolutely putting it on, but our winner is James Dean, so James will advance to the final. Okay, so we have 2 cars on the line. The traffic light is set, it goes green and away they go. It's Juha to lead, Eggers to chase. Juha coming down now, big initiation, but look at Eggers, he is right there with him, not as deep in outer zone 1 as Juha, but he does have the proximity as they come up to transition for the first time. Huge dive from Eggers, does well not to make contact as they come through the only inner clip on this track, as we see Juha now putting the back wheel perfectly on the outer line, out to the wall. This is a beautiful line from Juha Rintanen, as we see Eggers now doing absolutely anything he can to try and claw back into this, getting up right on Juha's door. The light is set, it goes green and away they go. Eggers to lead, Juha to chase as they come down now. Eggers cutting right in there, throwing a nice wide initiation, but Juha is tucked in right beside that BMW as they come through the first zone. You see Eggers putting foot to floor now, trying to get a gap, but look at the dive from Juha Rintanen. He is not letting Eggers get away. Juha is sticking right on his door as they come through up to the first wall run. Eggers brings it to the wall, so does Juha, transitioning now for the last time, lining up for the last outer zone. Both cars door to door, coming around the last corner and over the line, and the winner is Juha Rintanen, which means Eggers Krogis is going to the 3rd and 4th playoff to face off. Both of them have drove like absolute heroes all night, and this is it, the last battle from them. So we see Clint to lead, Eggers to chase. Clint is gone straight away, but Eggers is tucked right in there beside him now as we see Clint lovely and wide through that first zone. Eggers is right there with him as they transition back around now. Huge dive from Eggers towards the inner clip as we see Clint putting foot to floor, absolutely smoking Eggers over on that white line perfectly the whole way around, out to the wall from both drivers. It's a beautiful run, huge dive from Eggers. He knows Clint's an animal in the chase position, so he's got to make some big moves as they bring it to the wall and over the line. Clint wants that 3rd step on the podium bad, but so does Eggers. Both guys were out here last year fighting for it, and they want a podium at round 1 this year to help get their championship campaign off to a great start. So yeah, we see thumbs up from Clint, thumbs up from Eggers. Light goes green and away they go. Eggers lead, Clint to chase. Oh, nearly contact on the run in there. Eggers getting really wide. Clint falling back a small bit. We see Clint now putting foot to floor, trying to reel Eggers in. So we see Eggers transitioning back. Absolutely lovely lead line. Clint Van Hout is going to have to pedal that S14 now to try and get back in the pocket and not be smoked out of it as they come up to the wall. Eggers doing absolutely anything they can. But look at the dive from Clint, throwing it right up on that BMW, saying one last corner, this is mine. So we see both cars coming over the line. This is gonna be insane. James Dean the lead, Juha Rintanen the chase. Here we go, the final. Watching both cars coming tearing down the straight, maximum angle from the 2 of them. Juha right there with James. James on a perfect lead line. I don't know how the judges are going to separate them. Oh, Juha catching the cone on the inside there, maybe dropping one wheel. James getting a small bit of proximity, but Juha tucking right back in there. We can't even see them come up to the wall because of the smoke of their previous run through. James Dean now on a perfect lead line, but Juha Rintanen is still there. Absolutely insane driving. What's about to happen? Well, we don't have long to wait because the light is green and here they go. The Muscat Arena is about to explode to this one as we have Juha Rintanen leading and James Dean throwing it in for the final. OIDC 2024 Season 6 Round 1, and look at this! An absolute masterclass from both drivers. The European drivers are putting it big tonight. Finland and Ireland been strongly represented in this final. Look at you, but James Dean is right there with him. You cannot shake off the machine. James nearly touching him, coming around the last corner.
I would like to welcome our chief guest, Mr. أشرف بن حمد المعمري, the CEO of OIDC Group. يعطيك العافية. وأيضا العميد سالم بن علي بن خليفة المسكري, رئيس مجلس إدارة الجمعية العمانية للسيارات. All right, let's go. We are ready to announce the winner. We'll start with the national. يلا تقوي. National Championship. إيش راح الزاوية؟ إيش؟ National Championship في المركز الثالث, third place. طارق الشيهاني. All right, second place goes to رياض المبسلي. And the first place goes to صاحب المركز الأول. المركز الأول سيداتي أنساتي سادتي, صاحب المركز الأول والفائز معنا في بطولة OIDC First Round Oman, or the national category is خلي خلص بعدين, خلص مبصري بعدين من صاحب المركز الأول هو في بطولة عمان للدرافت الجولة الأولى. في الجولة الأولى من بطولة عمان للدرافت, صاحب المركز الأول أحمد العامري. عشت يا أحمد, عشت, يعطيك العافية. well done. مبارك للأبطال, مبارك. أمتع الأبطال وقدم الأبطال أداء جميلا حقيقيا يليق بهذا الجمهور, يليق بهذه البطولة. أبطال حقيقيين فعلا, أبطال يستحقوا المراكز الأولى في بطولة عمان للدرافت. توفيق إن شاء الله. all the best to أحمد العامري. He's the first place, Riyad al-Mabsili on the second, Tariq al-Shihani on the third place of the national category of Oman International Drift Championship. Take a group picture. Then we're gonna move actually to the MENA category. بطولة الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا وأبطالها سيتم الإعلان عنهم خلال وقت قصير لنعرف من هم الأبطال ونبارك لأبطال بطولة عمان. يا أخي سمعوا لهم تحية كذا, بقى أبلوز يستاهلوا تحية. well done guys, well done. في المركز الثالث طارق الشيهاني, في المركز الثاني رياض المبسلي, وفي المركز الأول أحمد العامري. مبارك للأبطال والحمد لله على سلامة الجميع. شكرا جزيلا. نبدأ بتتويج أبطال بطولة الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا MENA Championship. والمركز الثالث, the third place, المركز الثالث على بطولة الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا للبطل أحمد دحام. third place goes to أحمد دحام. Where is أحمد؟ أحمد يا أحمد, وينك أحمد يا أحمد؟ دحام يا دحام. المركز الثاني في بطولة الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا حصل عليه هسا الحسني. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, the top, the first place for MENA category on IDC 2024 first round. الفائز بالمركز الأول، تحية كبيرة. Let me hear, show me some love to the one and only أحمد العامري. Calling again أحمد دحام. أحمد العامري صاحب المركز الأول في بطولة الشرق الأوسط شمال أفريقيا للدرافت، فوز مستحق، أداء جميل، كما حصل على المركز الأول في بطولة عمان الوطنية للدرافت. مبروك عليك اليوم التتويج بمركزين أوليين. العامري وعدت وأوفيت، وكما قلت في المؤتمر الصحفي قبل بداية الحدث سأنافس وسأحصل على المركز الأول. مبارك أحمد العامري.
هنا تحية لأحمد، استاذ تحية كلهم بيقولوا بوز.
Well done, guys. Well done, Ahmed. Let's go now to the next. The international. مبروك. إن شاء الله. إن شاء الله. يلا. 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 Let's go. Now. نبدأ المركز الرابع ولا؟
Now the international. رابع. فيديو ولا سابع؟ لا يعني تخرب.
يلا. صاحب المركز الثالث.
Third place, ladies and gentlemen, on OIDC 2024. This round is Edgar's.
Well done, man. Well done. Edgar's Kruggers is here. إدغارز في المركز الثالث على الفئة الدولية ضمن بطولة عمان الدولية للانجراف. Congratulations, Edgarz. Third place in the first round of Oman International Drifting Championship.
I guess we're gonna announce the winner now, first only, directly, then we're gonna go back to the second. What do you think?
Do you want to?
Do you prefer to announce the second or the first? First, directly? Let's go to the first then. The first and the winner. Ahmed, we prefer the first as well. Let's go. The winner.
The winner is
Of this round, ladies and gentlemen.
صاحب المركز الأول على الفئة الدولية. The winner is starts with a G.
Okay.
James D!
James D! Second place, ladies and gentlemen, is
John Matthews in the second place. Congratulations.
Both G's on the first and second.
Congratulations, James Dean in the first place. Johan second place. أبطال الفئة الدولية من بطولة عمان الدولية للانجراف. جيمس دين في المركز الأول. جوان ماتيوس في المركز الثاني. وإدغارز في المركز الثالث. نسمع صوت الجمهور، نسمع تشجيع الأبطال.
Oh, so okay, guys, let's give them a big round of applause to the winners. Come on, give them a big shout out, show some love. Well done, well done.
James Dean for the first time, the winner of the OIDC